From the high desert southwest and an indiscreet shave den located in the deep recesses of Ouch's basement, broadcasting north from McMurdo Sound to Ice Station Zebra and east and west across all time zones to our members throughout the world, this is Badger and Blade Radio. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be on this big, beautiful blue marble we call home, and welcome to Badger and Blade Radio. Well, we know that summer's here for sure, as we're broadcasting today from a lava lake. Yes, those of us out here in the Southwest have been enduring temperatures of between 115 and 120, and we know that the rest of the country is heating up as well, especially in the South and the East, with sweltering humidities as well. So please try to stay cool as possible, and we'd like to give a nod to our Southern friends as they're in their winter, so they're enjoying some cool weather. On deck for tonight's show, we have our ever-popular mail call section where we're going to discuss a little bit about temperatures and how that affects your software. We have our news and events around BadgerandBlade.com, as well as a dual Steward Spotlight interview, and hopefully the debate continues on soaps versus shave creams. All that and a little bit more when we get back. Stick with us. Since 2009, Bull Goose Shaving Supplies has been providing the best in shaving products to the discerning traditional shaver, carrying shave soaps, creams, aftershaves, fragrances, razors, and accessories from many of the top manufacturers, as well as unique and artisan shave products from around the world. Bull Goose Shaving Supplies also carries its very own product of shave soaps, custom brushes, and razors under the Asylum Shaveworks brand, including the one-of-a-kind Asylum RX single-edge razor, the Asylum Evolution, an homage to the 1930s Darwin, and coming soon to Bull Goose, the Paradigm Titanium double-edge razor. Bull Goose Shaving Supplies is your one-stop shop for bath and shower, as well as all personal grooming accessories. Looking for that special gift or storage solution? We have that too. With lightning-quick order fulfillment, wonderful customer service, and an easy-to-navigate website, you can get everything you need at Bull Goose Shaving Supplies. www.bullgooseshaving.com. That's www.bullgooseshaving.com. Welcome back to B&B Radio, everybody, and we'd certainly like to thank each and every one of you for spending time with us as we broadcast our show every 2 weeks on www.badgerandblade.com, as well as on our YouTube page and via podcast. We're going to open up the mailbag, and we've got two pretty good questions with multiple parts. Our first one coming from Clyde72 Craig, and he states, can the heat actually ruin a soap or a cream? I recently got a shipment of cream from a maker, and it was almost liquid when I opened it. It firmed up in a few days, but the performance when I used it was not quite as good as I expected. Well, Craig, thank you for your submission, and we did do some research on perfumersapprentice.com as well as contact some soap makers, and the question is yes and no. The reason why you see a lot of your aftershaves, a lot of your soaps in dark containers is because it can do what they say, oxidize. So it can actually evaporate a little bit, which will affect the scent of a soap or a cream. However, the performance should be the same because, as you know, most soaps, or at least some soaps, are hot processed. So there is heat that's going in there. However, when they sit for a while, they do start to sweat, which means that you do have some liquid or water getting in there. So the best thing we can suggest is if you are ordering and receiving soaps during the hot summer months, that you either have them delivered to your office or to a place where you will be, because a lot of the carrier services will just drop them on your porch or patio. And here in the Southwest, where it's 115 and 120 and in the direct sunlight, you'll have a lake by the time you get home. Now, soaps over time can lose some of their performance factors. However, I think this is a your mileage may vary type of thing, because I've got some soaps and creams that date back into the 50s and 60s, including Westfalls and some old vintage Williams pucks that still lather wonderfully. Now, the fragrances have gone away a little bit, but a lot of times you can infuse those fragrances back in with your favorite essential oil. So also, the best thing when you're storing it is in a cool, dark place. Doesn't have to be frozen, but away from direct light and sunlight to prevent the oxidation. So we hope that helps. Now, another one from Craig72. What about cold? I've never had any experience with the cold, so maybe we can get some people to pipe in on the video library forum to access that question for you as well. Now, do soaps and creams have a shelf life? Once again, this is a mileage may vary type of thing, and hopefully we'll have some of our soap makers give some comments here on the video library. I've never had a soap go bad, and like I said, I use soaps from way back all the way to the newer ones. However, there can be some changes in the processing. So yes, can a soap go bad? Sure. If the essential oils are bad or if the fragrance oils have turned, sure, you can get a bad soap. As far as the shelf life is concerned, I think as long as it stays fairly hydrated or you can rehydrate it, soap can last for a long time. So there's your answer to that. As far as prolonging it, Craig, as we stated earlier, putting it in a cool, dark place. If you're making some of your own, putting them in dark amber style type of containers. That way they don't oxidize or they don't sweat. Therefore, making the fragrance oils and some of the properties in there a little bit diluted. And then finally, from Craig, how do you define artisan versus non-artisan? Well, that opens up a can of worms and is subject, once again, to a bunch of opinion. In my opinion, an artisan is small batch, regional, in a lot of ways, doesn't have a lot of the huge marketing efforts and so forth. However, my list of artisans would be broken down into homemade artisans, which are the true artisans. Then you have the retail artisans. So, for instance, some of the soap makers here on badgerandblade.com that are members that don't sell their soaps, those are the true artisans as far as I'm concerned. And then you get into the retail artisans, such as Sterling, such as Mystic Water, such as Paladin, L&L, some of the, they're not the biggies like SV or DR Harris that use factories, for the lack of a better term. So to me, basically an artisan is a small family-run organization or a very small organization that offers unique type stuff. And as you know, there are tons of artisans out there. But it's really, whatever you consider to be an artisan. But size to me and how they market their products and so forth is the way I look at it. So thank you, Craig, for those questions. Those were fantastic. And then finally tonight, from our moderator, Rock Viper, our feather ACs and the like considered to be straight razors. What about shavettes that use DE blades? I consider them all straights, distinguishing between them as a traditional straight as those with fixed blades that need honing and replaceable straight blade straights. Well, Sam, thank you for that. And once again, this is subjective, and it's opening up a little bit of a can of worms, because some of your die-hard straight razor shavers would say if you have to replace the blade, it's not a straight, it's a shavette or a shavette. Whereas, in my opinion, a straight is anything that pays homage to a straight. Now, I separate it as straight razors, as you do, as like you do, and replaceable blade straight razors, and then, of course, shavettes. Now, the way I delineate that is that if it's a specific system, such as the feather, that uses a specific blade, whether that be a Kai blade or a feather blade, that is a straight razor, because those razors can only be used in those type of systems, although we do have a lot of single edge razors that are using them as well, but they also look like a straight razor. Now, with the feather, you've got the SS and you've got the DX. The SS has a bump ridge on the front leading edge of the razor that is supposed to be more like a DE. In other words, it pushes the skin out of the way, whereas on the DX, it is shaped exactly like a straight razor blade. So a little bit more error can be done on the SS and still get away with it, where on the DX, if you're off, you'll pay in blood. Now, it's interesting to note that the ownership of Badger and Blade during the 2015 awards season gave the feather system the best straight razor of the year. Now, I have to agree with that assessment, because it's no nonsense. You can get into the SS for around $60 if you look for it, whereas the DX can enter the $200 range. But it's quick, efficient, and you're just going to get a wonderful shave. And it does, and you do shave with it somewhat similarly to a straight razor. The technique's a little bit different because of the angles and just the scalpel-like sharpness of the blade. But yes, I would consider them straight razors. And for those that do not, go ahead and pile on. Once again, it's more opinion than anything else. Now, Chevettes, in my opinion, anything that uses a half of a DE blade is really a Chevette. It tries to give homage to a straight razor, but it uses a double-edged blade, whether that be in half or in full. So there you have it. And that will close up our mailbag, and when we get back, we'll have our news and events, and we'd like to welcome AT&T Above the Tie Razors to our commercials. We've been working with Stan for quite a while, and we'd like to congratulate him on 6 years in 2017. So take a look at this, and we'll be right back. Above the Tie Grooming and Mohr, an internet retailer based in Tennessee, brings you a unique offering in the traditional shaving world. Stainless steel and aluminum artisan-made razors that will last a lifetime, proudly manufactured right here in the USA. Bulletproof construction and almost perfect engineering tolerances ensure any razor you purchase from Above the Tie Grooming and Mohr will provide the right shave and the best shave each and every day. The Atlas, Kronos, Colossus, and Bamboo are the backbone of a line of razors that offer limitless variety of customization. Single edge, gem style, double edge safety bar, and open comb all can be ordered, offering a truly customizable experience, including the ability to order just the shave heads, bases, and handles of your choice. Can't decide? Then take advantage of one of the 7-piece and 5-piece complete razor systems to take the level of customization even further to suit your specific needs. Like the lightweight of aluminum? Then try the Calypso or the Bamboo, offering colored, anodized parts to suit your tastes. Again, all Above the Tie Grooming and Mohr razors are made right here by dedicated artisans in the USA, from either 303 solid stainless steel or aircraft grade 7075 aluminum to ensure the utmost in quality. Need more? Above the Tie Grooming offers a complete line of Merkur razors for the budget conscious, as well as shaving accessories from various manufacturers and artisans, including blades, soaps, aftershaves, travel cases, and more. So, for that one-of-a-kind razor system, including an unmatched customer service razor guarantee, your razor from Above the Tie Grooming and Mohr is sure to become a family heirloom. And for all of your shaving needs, visit Above the Tie Grooming and Mohr at www.abovethetie.com. Please remember, we're offering free shipping on all orders over $75. That's www.abovethetie.com. Welcome back to B&B Radio. We appreciate you sticking with us, and we'd like to once again thank Stan and the staff from Above the Tie Razors and Mohr for his joining our elite group of vendors with commercials here on B&B Radio. Please make sure you check out his vendor store here at www.badgerandblade.com, as well as its internet storefront. And now for some news and events around badgerandblade.com. The Gold Dollar Modification Contest is winding down. All entries must be posted by July 1st. And let me tell you, folks, there are some fantastic artisans that we have right here on the website, and some of the entries are just stupendous this year. So we're inviting all members to come and take a look. Check out the Straight Razor forum, as there will be a display thread opening up today. Ford Father, one of our moderators here on badgerandblade.com, is having a Hogan's Heroes flashback, God bless him. And he wanted everyone to know that during the war, he dug a 1,200-foot tunnel with his toothbrush, causing havoc for the enemy, and 200 of his comrades were allowed to escape. Currently, he's having tea with Colonel Clink, Hogan, and Sergeant Schultz. Yes, he is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Please pray for him. Oh, and just one more thing. He wanted to let everybody know that he invented the spork. So if you get a chance, please make sure you go by your local Taco Bell to see his handiwork. And I think everyone will agree there are bats in that belfry. So thank you, Dane. We appreciate it. And from Sean over in the Straight Razor Forum and Dangerous Dawn, there is a hanging strop piff that's going on in that forum. You must have your current contributors badge to be eligible, and this ends on July 3rd at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, so you still have time to enter. And from Rock Viper, 2 updates. He's running a piff, his own personal piff, and it's Guess the P160 end date. He is actually 307-ing a complete puck, or it should be a brick, of P160 shave soap. It is still going on and probably will be for at least another year. He's also been promoted to the chief weed puller for his veggie garden at home, and he has been authorized to take action proactively and no longer needing to await from directions from his boss. So if you want to get in on that piff, just search out Rock Viper and you will find it. Over in the safety razor forum, Adam wanted everybody to know that the safety razor for the month for July will be the new all different styles. So check out some of the neat stuff you'll see over there. And once again, it's time for a July soap theme over in the soap forum. Chad wanted everybody to know that the theme this month will be unique. It's creative keywords. There is a photo contest as well, so please make sure you check out the Shave Soap forum for more details. Also, Phil was running a piff, and we want to congratulate Bungalow Savage. And he did have for the winner in that piff, and we did get 16 new signups during that piff. So congratulations to Phil and to Bungalow Savage as well. Also, make sure you check out all the other forums here at www.badgerandblade.com for various July activities, piffs, and for all kinds of stuff going on this month. Also, don't forget, it's never too early to start thinking about the Sue Mohr Memorial Auction that will be taking place later on this year. We'll have details as we get closer. And yes, it's that time again, folks. Yes, you've been waiting for it. We've got a brand new bingo caller in Smattayu, Eric. He is our Shaving Creams forum, and that's where the official B&B bingo game will be taking place. It will be starting July 5th, so make sure you sign up. There will be a sign-up thread coming up shortly, so make sure you check out the Shave Cream forum. And here's a little teaser on what you'll see, and we'll be right back right after that. You know, we hope that all the members of BadgerandBlade.com have been enjoying our Steward Spotlight interviews over the past year or so. And we're trying something a little bit different with the shave soap and the shave cream debate that has been going on since the beginning of time. We thought it'd be a good idea to invite our stewards from those respective forums, and that would be Cvargo, Chad from the Soaps Forum, and Eric Smattayu from the Shave Cream Forum. Now, we're doing something a little bit different. We did do a video conference as we are working towards doing some live shows, and unfortunately, as much as everybody thinks, I do not have a full-fledged radio station or video station yet. We're working on it, but so we do apologize in advance for some of the glitches in connectivity with the internet, as it's very dependent on the video conferencing. So we're trying this out, working towards it. We'd like your feedback on it. So please join us as we welcome Cvargo, Chad, and Smattayu, Eric from the Shave Soap and Shave Cream Forum for our Steward Spotlight interview. B&B Radio, everybody, and we're very happy to have two of our stewards from Badger and Blade here with us tonight. That's Chad Vargo, Cvargo from the Soaps Forum, and Smattayu, Eric from the Shave Cream Forum. And as you know, for years and years and years, there's always been a debate on whether shave creams or shave soaps are better. So welcome, gentlemen. How are you tonight?
Doing great. Thanks, Dave.
We certainly appreciate you taking time out of your day to be with us. And we're going to do this in kind of a debate-style format. So you guys are going to be there to convince the members of BadgerandBlade.com which is the better of the two. So first of all, we'll start out with, tell us a little bit about yourself, Chad. Tell us a little bit about your forum and what type of items that are going to be going on for the month of July.
Yeah, so my name's Chad. I've been wet shaving now since about March of 2014. I joined in July of 2014 on B&B, but I was a lurker for those first couple of months. Fell in love with the site, fell in love with the people, joined up, and basically did what everyone else does, just kept buying and buying and buying. Got an Excel sheet that basically lets me know that I've tried over 300 different soaps. I currently have 180 in stock that are unique scents. Some of them are multiple vendors, so to speak, or multiple artisans or multiple soap makers. So I've been at it now for, I'm coming up on 3 years. So I've been really enjoying it. I'm a family guy. I've got 2 kids. As most of B&B knows, I've got a newborn that my wife and I are happy with.
Hence the dark circles under the eyes.
Yeah, hence the dark circles under the eyes. Just got back from my son's first soccer game too. So he's 3 and just starting soccer. So, and he's already holding a brush. So he likes to. He always asks me to put soap on his face on the weekends when I shave in the morning. So it's already turned into a little bit of a ritual. So,
cool.
Shaving has just turned into a way of life, and B&B is a great place to enjoy this hobby.
So how long have you been the steward of the soaps for him?
I've been a steward now for about a year. I think I'm coming up on a year. Toothpick would probably know the answer to that one better than I would. I didn't actually write down my start date. I probably should have. I started in the soap form. I took over Sam, who was the soap steward before me, and so I got a lot of really good tips from him. And one of the things that we talked about was how to create something, an extra topic that people could come into and participate monthly. We've already got the 3017 thread. Pretty much everybody that's been on B&B for longer than a couple weeks knows what 3017 is. And that's in the soap forum, the main thread for that, if you haven't found it. So we created what we call the soap themes. And it really started around September, which we call Spike Timber. And it's basically where the whole month we challenge people to use Spike shave stick or Spike aftershave as long as they can. And then this just evolved. So it went into Backtober, and then we turned November is when we introduced the themes, and we've been continuing that now. So we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary of that. And the themes for July, we're taking a little bit different of an approach. So folks, go over to the soap forum, take a look at it. Basically, there are keywords in there for you for the month of July, and it's your job to try and fit as many keywords as you can into your photo and your shave of the day. And then at the last week of the month, the users will vote on which one is their favorite, and that person, since we don't have custom titles, will get the privilege to add it to their signature line, and they will be the July soap theme winner.
Oh, fantastic. That sounds great. Now we're going to move on to you, Eric. Same question. You're relatively new into the steward ranks.
Yes, I am. I got into traditional wet shaving probably about 1.5 years ago. I'd say right around Christmas, 2015, early 2016. Joined B&B February 2016. Story pretty much similar to Chad, just kind of jumped down about 6 rabbit holes right off the bat. Soaps, creams, aftershaves, straight razors, more recently fragrances, and that's a deep and terrifying rabbit hole to jump into.
No.
Very, very new to the steward. I think probably about a month and a half now. I've been the steward of the shaving creams forum. Still kind of getting my bearings, kind of feeling my way along. As far as what we got coming up in July, the Shaving Cream Forum will be hosting the next Badger and Blade Bingo, which I'm pretty excited about. I got the prizes picked out, and I think you guys are definitely going to want to check this out. It's going to be pretty fun. Some great hijinks and excitement, and some cool prizes to boot.
Excellent. That sounds great. Well, are you guys ready to get started with this debate of Decision 2017?
Sure thing.
Okay. Well, Eric, since Chad went first on that, you're going to go first on this. So, question number 1, Mr. Candidate. So, I'm brand new to traditional shaving and to Badger and Blade. Tell me why I should use shave creams as opposed to shave soaps.
Honestly, it is probably generally widely accepted that shaving creams are easier to lather than shave soap. The water band you'll find is a little bit wider. It's easier to get the optimal lather from them. And for the most part, when you're starting out, it's an excellent way to begin without making things too difficult. You're already introducing new razors, a new style of shaving, and it's best to make it as simple as possible from the get-go. That's just, again, always exceptions to the rule, but creams for the most part, you just kind of dial in a lot more easily.
Very well done. Thank you. And Mr. Cvargo, the rebuttal to that.
Well, anybody who's been on Badger and Blade long enough realizes that if you want variety in your shave, you got to go to soaps.
Here we go.
You just have to. You have to go to soaps. We have so many different makers. We have so many different scents. We've got vendors now that are matching colognes, aftershaves with their soaps. You can get the full experience. And yes, you can go ahead and go buy a tub of Taubes, Taylor & Bond Street cream, and get this too. But you're only going to get 15 shaves out of it. I can give you a puck of another soap, and you're going to get over a month's worth of shaves with soap. The common argument is always, but creams are easier. Well, if you want easy, go buy a Barbasol can. This is soap. You need to grab your brush, you need to take the time, build the lather. And I'll admit, when I first started out, the hardest thing was building a lather. But the trick is, I think most people don't adopt face lathering quick enough. And with the it's so much easier to face lather, in my opinion.
Well, very well. But now, with that being said, a lot of things were thrown your way, Eric. So let's say now, as far as I know, most of the shave creams, with most of the manufacturers, they have both shave soaps and shave creams, don't they?
Most of them do, yeah. And honestly, if you want to get into that, to tell you the truth, most of the vendors that have shave soaps and creams, the creams are generally superior. GOF Trumper. Taylor Bond Street, to one that Chad brought up. Again, your mileage may vary thing, but from my general experience, when it comes to the actual performance of the cream, even probably DR Harris, all three of them, personal preference, your mileage vary, but the cream generally will perform better than the soap in that regard. And it is true that there are a lot more soap scents out there available to you, which is a good and a bad thing. You can have a whole lot thrown your way at the very beginning. Again, soaps is I will never knock them. I love them. I enjoy them. I have plenty of my own. But creams also have been around long enough and are just as good a contender. And if you want to get also into scents, there are unfortunately not a lot of vendors or artisans that are branching out into creams. There's only a couple that I can think of off the top of my head. But there are a lot that are well established and the performance are good and they are still improving. If you want an example of that, new Cvargo single blade line. Fantastic performers, excellent scents, and right now on probably my top 5.
Well, fantastic. Well, this is a good way to start the debate. Okay, we're going to go on to question number 2, and this one will be for you, Chad. What are the benefits to using shave soaps as opposed to using shave creams?
So, in my personal opinion, when it comes to a soap, first of all, I want to say I'm not in any way knocking creams. I've got plenty of creams upstairs in my den that I like to use. But when it comes to a soap, especially in my opinion, in harsh weather situations, the soap is going to introduce more. You're going to have the ability to purchase a soap that is going to give you skin conditioning properties. It's going to basically work it into your beard a little bit better. In my opinion, you're going to create more slickness. Creams usually have more water. Notice kind of what's in their cream consistency, in my opinion. So with the soap, you're just going to have a lot more ability to work with. You're going to be able to create your own lather. I personally get pleasure out of doing that, creating my own lather. And then usually I don't even need an aftershave. The aftershave to me is all about a scent. Every time that I use a cream, I feel like I'm lacking in slickness, and I feel like that I definitely need to use an aftershave afterwards, no matter what.
That's a very interesting take on that. And now for the rebuttal, Eric, go right ahead. What do you think?
Generally, I probably have the same issues with creams as I do with soaps when it comes to post-shave. Some work well for me, some don't. There are very, very few soaps where I don't need aftershaves. There are very few creams where I don't need aftershave. Again, it's a personal thing, skin type, water. I'm sure there are a lot of things that go into it, but that has definitely not been my experience. It hasn't mirrored Chad's in this regard. I do have a few creams that I don't have a problem with. I could go without an aftershave. I have a few soaps that it's the same thing. As far as lathering goes, one thing that I've noticed since I started using more creams, which didn't really happen until after they made me the steward of the shaving cream form, is with soaps, usually I get to a certain point and then I add a little bit more water and it's right where I want it to be. With creams, it's been exactly the opposite. I'll usually get to the point where I think I need to add a little bit more water, and that's where I stop. And that's where I get the maximum slickness from it. If I add more water, it actually reduces the slickness. Just a little something to throw out there. I don't know if anyone else's experience has been the same, but I can think of probably 4 or 5 off the top of my head where if I go too far, I lose the slickness. If I leave it where it is, it ends up being perfect. Yeah, that's about it.
Well, we appreciate that, Eric. Okay, now we're going to move on to question number 3, and once again, we'll go to Eric this time. Why is your product easier to use and more economical than shave soaps?
Oh, man. All right.
I know, can of worms opened.
It is. It's not only a can of worms, but I honestly, as much as I'd like to, I can't fall down on one side or the other with this one. Just because you run into the exact same thing. You've got Castle Forbes, where about the size of a half an almond will get you enough lather to shave 5 people. And then you break down into a price per ounce and how much you use. And at that point, you are measuring your cream or soap before and after every shave, after you've already spent 10 shaves, finding out exactly how much you need in order to get just the right amount of lather. So I'm going to be honest with you, when it comes down to whether price is worth it or not, that is a completely personal decision. Someone is going to spend $70 on a tub of Aqua di Parma. Someone else is going to spend $1 on a
Wait. How come you picked Aqua di Parma out of all of these? Were you thinking of somebody who spent that $70?
I didn't say anything like that, Dave, out loud.
Okay.
But you know what? I mean, that's what it comes to. If Williams, Modern Williams, is your Grail soap, congratulations. You can buy 20 years of products for what people will pay for a pair of shoes. If Aqua di Parma is your Grail cream, congratulations. You can buy 20 years of shave cream for what people pay for a pair of cars.
But wait a minute. If you go to a shoe store and spend $70, you come out with one shoe.
Look, I'm a Payless guy, all right? That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, Chad, it's time for your rebuttal. I don't know how you're going to rebut that, but try.
All right, so guys, I'm going to appeal to the masses here. All right, we're all men, most of us, right? We do got the few ladies here. You ever walked into an Art of Shaving and took a look at that tub of cream?
It's wonderful. Right? It's wonderful.
It's a good product. I'm not going to lie. You get a good lather out of it. You get a good performance out of it. But then you go and you buy that beautiful glass jar of Martin de Condré. Okay? These are 2 of the products. When you go over into the cream form, people are going to talk to you about Art of Shaving. You go over into the soap form and you start talking about high-end or top-end, Martin de Condré is going to come up. Go ahead and take a look at both of them. Go back into my 3017 thread that's within the soap form. Take a look. I guarantee you Martin de Condré is going to last you significantly longer. You're going to get a lot more shaves, and that's the only thing that it needs to come down to with economics. If you're that type of person who wants to ensure that you're going to get the most shaves out of your product, soap's where it's at. Martin de Condré is a perfect example of that. I've got a there of the Fougere, and I have used it 50 times, and I'm not even past the top lip yet. And there's plenty that are similar to that. You can look at the Saponificio Veracino, very similar thing. Once you get into the triple milled soaps, you're going to get a lot more longevity, and you just don't get that with creams.
Interesting way to put that. Well, I'll bring in, because I use both. I use both creams and soaps probably equally. But I will say one thing. When I go on a long vacation, I will have to give the nod to creams for the simple fact that you can pack a lot more cream in a suitcase and have a lot more variety than taking an extra carry-on for hard soaps.
Ever had it melt in Arizona, though?
Well, everything melts in Arizona. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. In fact, earlier in the show, we actually talked about some tips and tricks on ordering software type items during this time of year, especially in the Southwest, but really all over. Because I know, Chad, you're up in the hundreds already, and you're in Utah. But I use soaps and creams equally. I've agreed with points from what both of you said, and we hope that we'll tell the Badger and Blade members this debate on soaps versus creams. What we're going to do is we're going to put up a poll in the video library forum immediately after this show, and we're going to run it until the next show, which will be in early July. And what that'll be is which one is better, soaps or creams, but we're going to throw a little wrench in there, and we're going to put a third option that says, I really don't care. I use them both. So this was more tongue-in-cheek. Obviously, what Eric said about your mileage may vary. So what we'll do is, Chad, you're next up. Any final thoughts to the members of Badger and Blade about the shave soaps forum?
Yeah, so I think shave soaps talk for themselves, and kind of what I really wanted to talk about is the member. If you're going to vote, and if you want to, really try and answer the question of soaps versus cream, feel free and do it. It is a year mileage may vary thing. We all talk about that. I use creams when I travel, or I bring a shave stick with me, so I totally get it. Both sides appeal. But go take a look. Shaving soaps. We currently have over 21,000 discussions going on right now. Shaving creams, there's 11,000. We've got 544,000 messages within the shaving soap forum. Shaving creams, 214. Not even half. Soaps is where it's at. If you want variety, once you find the maker that is going to give you everything that you want, conditioning, post-shave feel, lathering, the slickness, whether you're a user, SE user, or a straight user, there is a soap out there for you. And once you find that soap base, the scents are endless. If you're lucky like me and that is sterling, boy, the scents are really endless.
Well, thank you, Mr. Fargo. One of those days. Thank you, Mr. Vargo. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Chad. He is our soap forum steward, so please make sure that you get on over and say hello. Take part in the theme weeks whenever you can. It's a wonderful forum to be in. Now, Eric, I will ask you the same question. Final thoughts to the members about the Shave Cream Forum.
All right. You know what? I honestly can't argue with anything that Chad said. You will generally find more variety with soap than you will with cream in scents. There are more makers out there doing it. And, again, there's no argument with that respect. But I can also say that there are creams that I will put up with any soap, against any soap in existence, and they will at least come out equal, if not better. And if you get to that point where you find out that your best shaving product, software-wise, is a cream, then you know where to come. The Shaving Cream Forum, you know what? It doesn't have quite as many people as the Shaving Soap Forum. And
well, could it be argued, Eric, that the reason why it doesn't have as many threads and as many discussions is it's more elite?
You know what? There are those.
Whose side are you on?
There are those who could make that argument, but if you want to talk straight numbers, if you want to compare how many creams out there as opposed to how many soaps, and how many members in the Shaving Cream Forum compared to how many in the Soap Forum, per cream we have more members than soap.
Ooh. This will be a very interesting poll. And obviously, ladies and gentlemen from Badger and Blade, the candidates, as we call them, our forum stewards, will be in their own forums promoting this poll, I hope, to get the most bang for the buck. Finally tonight, gentlemen, once again, we're all friends here. We're all members of our journal cadre together. And the one thing that that we admit to all the members here at badgerandblade.com is this was for fun more than anything else. But the debate has been going on for so long that we thought it was a good idea to bring up those points to see if indeed we see a trend, at least on badgerandblade.com, of soaps, shave creams, or your mileage may vary. And I hate using that, your mileage may vary. But all of us use everything. So we hope that you enjoyed it. This is a little bit of a different take on our Steward Spotlight. And please, from my standpoint, I've been a steward a little bit longer than both of these guys. And I have to say, when they became stewards, and this is a little bit of kudos to you guys, the forums that you were in really started to explode. People are getting more and more involved in it. And on behalf of badgerandblade.com, we appreciate everything you guys do, because this is a volunteer position. You don't have to do it. And we certainly appreciate what you guys are doing for the members. And most importantly, we'd like to thank you for spending time with us on Badger and Blade Radio to go through this debate. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for this evening.
Of course.
Thank you.
Hey, Dave, one quick thing that I wanted to quickly add, and I know it's going to add to your minutes, so I'm sorry.
Sure, that's okay.
But the user, one thing, and I don't feel bad about dropping this vendor name because they are a vendor on Badger and Blade. Go take a look at Captain's Choice. I know that, Dave, you've made a commercial with them. I recently was sent a tub of his 45th parallel soap. And one thing that he did that I thought was awesome is he also sent me a sample of the cream of 45th parallel. I used it, and I used the soap. I used both of them side by side. And then I sent the cream sample on to another member. Let me just say, both performed excellent. So, yes, I'm a soap guy. That's what I prefer. But I thought it was very neat, that our vendors here was willing to send me a sample along with the soap of the cream in the exact same scent. Both smelled great. Both performed great. So I do agree, that as we get more vendors willing to explore creams, I would love to see polls show up in a couple years. I think it could change. We just now are seeing artisans and vendors enter the cream market.
Well, I agree. And actually, the first Captain's Choice product that I tried was actually a cream, because he was into creams before he was into hard soaps and was asked to do that. Chad, or Eric, would you agree with that?
I'd absolutely agree with that. And it's actually kind of funny that Chad brings that up, because based off of UPS tracking info, I should have my tub of Captain's 45th parallel soap. Yep, I ordered the soap. Come in tomorrow, and I'm kind of hoping for the same thing, because I'd love to be able to check the two out. And I think the only other vendor artisan that would probably consider themselves an artisan that I know of that's even coming out with cream is Wet Shaving Products, and I had a chance to give that a shot, and kind of a pre-release that they put out, and I was also extremely impressed with that. So I know that, that one of the things that sets the artisans apart, I think in a lot of ways, is that they're not afraid to push the boundaries. And regardless of whether they do that with soaps or with creams or with anything else, a lot of these guys just have a commitment to excellence, and whatever they put out is going to be a quality product. And I'm excited to see what else they show up with.
Well, I agree fully. And once again, Badger and Blade members, please make sure that you go to our vendor stores and check out all of our vendors' wares. We do have a number of soap makers that are in the vendor forum. Dr. John's, Captain's Choice, to name just two. And please make sure you check those out. So once again, gentlemen, thank you for being a part of this radio show. And we certainly appreciate everything you do each and every day. Well, there you have it, B&B. We have finally decided which is better, shave soaps or shave creams. Well, okay, not really. Just like the never-ending debate of chocolate or vanilla ice cream, ketchup or mustard, the shave soap or shave cream debate will go on forever. But here's the important thing. Use what you want, use what you like, and as long as you're enjoying the shaves, it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. We'll be back to close out the show right after this.
Aye, mateys, ha ha ha, Captain No-Beard here. Managing a pirate ship can be stressful, and it can be hard to find time for myself, except for my daily morning shave. To give myself that wonderful shave experience, I use Captain's Choice products. The quality of the soaps, creams, and aftershaves and balms are top-notch for my daily parley with my face. Plus, they have wonderful accessories including lather bowls, one-of-a-kind soap lockers, and brushes. My favorite is the cat o' nine tails. Oh, what a burn. But all the products are treasures. So nice are my morning shaves
that it transforms me into a true gentleman for a time before having to become a pirate again.
So, if you are looking for the best in shave products, look no further. Anchor up and get your treasure at CaptainsChoiceStore.com. Yo ho, it's Captain's Choice for me.
Captain's Choice Products, www.CaptainsChoiceStore.com. As we close out the show today and our episode heads for the archives of awesomeness, we'd like to thank everybody here at www.badgerandblade.com for your suggestions, your questions in our mail call segment, and all the stuff that's happening. Please remember that the content for these shows is driven by you, the members, and what's going on in our forums. So please get involved. And if you have any questions, things you'd like to see, please make sure that you post that in the video library forum, and we'll do our best to get that on the air. As we move closer in the future to some Facebook Live events and some live radio shows, please don't forget we do have a Facebook page. Head on over to Facebook if you are a member and like us on Facebook. We'd certainly appreciate it, as there are items that are going on. And then also, if you like podcasts, we have complete podcast feeds across all platforms. Head on over to the video library forum to sign up for that as well. And finally, don't forget YouTube. That's where the majority of our shows reside, so please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, as your comments help us make the show better. We'd like to welcome all the new members that have joined recently, and don't forget to go on over to the Hall of Fame and introduce yourself and be welcomed by the fine ladies and gentlemen here at badgerandblade.com. Also, check out our vendor stores. Our vendors not only support you, the member, but they also support badgerandblade.com financially. So all the shave gear that you'd like, please check out our vendor stores before looking anywhere else. We'd like to welcome our new stewards and also say thank you to Till as he moves off into the sunset for your service and dedication as a steward. We'd like to welcome Sean in the Straight Razor Forum. His cohort in crime will be Ian in the Straight Razor Forum, and then Bill will be your new Contributors Forum steward. As always, we'd like to thank the mods and the stewards for all the hard work they do each and every day, for the admins and owners for bringing us badgerandblade.com, our vendors and our contributors, and most importantly, you, the member. You are the lifeblood of badgerandblade.com. I've been your host, Skyside, now known from Chad as Mr. Fitty. So join us for the next episode of Badger and Blade Radio, coming soon.